Hi there, my name is Anna Morris, and I'm a regional launcher here at Wonolo. All of us at Wonolo wear a ton of different hats, but I'm primarily responsible for making sure that our strategic partnerships are successful for both the customer and our workers, also known as our beloved Wonoloers. This role encompasses everything from consulting and streamlining operations on both sides of our marketplace, growing supply in locations across the country, building scalable systems, and providing product feedback. I love my job because I have the privilege of cross collaborating with various teams within the Wonolo organization. Each day is a little different, bringing a new challenge, a new team win, and a new perspective. In kindergarten, I was apparently adamant about becoming a taxi driver, but by the time I reached high school, I pivoted and decided I wanted to become a journalist and/or anchorwoman. I graduated with a broadcast journalism degree, and I had spent 4 years reporting, anchoring, producing, writing, editing, and filming for our TV station, in addition to marketing internships at the local Boys and Girls Clubs and freelancing for the local newspaper. I was involved in way too many clubs on campus and had multiple jobs to pay for my tuition and living expenses. During college, I snuck in 2 study abroad trips to England and South Africa. As a result, I became completely enthralled with the world outside of rural Wisconsin, where I grew up. 2 days after I graduated, I started working full time as a study abroad advisor on campus. Although I learned so much in that role, after about a year, I realized a bureaucratic university was not the work setting for me. So I applied to hundreds of travel jobs to see what opportunities were out there. I eventually landed a position at a 6-person travel startup in Berkeley, California. I shipped 2 boxes, packed 1 suitcase, and moved across the country. After 4.5 years completely immersed in startup world and in a job that quite literally changed my life, it was a very bittersweet decision to move on to a bigger tech company, where there I focused on strategic operations for about a year and a half. However, recently I celebrated my 1 year Wonolo-versary, and I have loved every day. When faced with a difficult decision, I analyze the situation from all angles, try to play out every outcome, and come to terms with the worst and best case scenarios. This exercise helps me to be empathetic, rational, and can help clear the emotion that may be clouding my judgment. I'm a big believer that EQ is a muscle, and we all have the ability to strengthen our emotional intelligence by educating ourselves on the fundamentals and by practicing it. This is way easier said than done because difficult decisions are often emotionally charged. Another really important part of my process is talking through the situation with a trusted mentor, friend, or family member. This is a hard question. Here's 2 pieces of advice because I can't decide. Number 1, fail often, and number 2, flex your curiosity. I truly believe we learn more from failure than from our success. One of the fundamentals I learned early in my career is how valuable it is to have a growth mindset. Don't be scared of trying and failing. Be afraid of becoming, or perceiving yourself to be, the smartest person in the room. Ever since I was a kid, I've always asked a lot of questions, and I've been very curious about the world around me. Maybe that's why I wanted to be a taxi driver or a journalist. Who knows? My specific advice is to engage in conversations with people who disagree or who have a different point of view than you. Even if you don't come to a place at the end of the conversation where you agree, in my opinion, to have a new perspective is a gift. Traveling or immersing yourself in a culture outside of your own is a really beautiful way to foster this. If you really knew me, you would know that I'm a bookworm and I love public libraries. I prefer to read one book at a time, but without a doubt, I read a book every day. Sometimes it's only for 10 minutes, but the process of sitting down with a book to decompress from the day is one of my steadfast habits. I credit my mom for instilling this habit in me. Every day after a long day at work, she'd always take the time to read to me at least one story when I was little. Throughout elementary, middle, and high school, my mom would never say no to me if I ever needed help with my math homework, even if she was exhausted. She's a nurse. This wasn't a strong subject for me, but I worked really hard and I didn't give up. If you really knew me, you would also know that I strongly believe anyone can achieve their dreams with enough elbow grease and perseverance. I am inspired every day by the Wonoloers on our platform and by their stories. I have a deep appreciation for their work ethic, and we have a lot to learn from their experiences. I am humbled and grateful to work at such a mission driven company like Wonolo.